Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have some things to talk about. And as the name of the show says, nothing ever happens on January the 6th. There is nothing to talk about at all. It's just another day. First of all, hello, Doku. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, actually. How are you, Jensen?
I'm ticking over. Things are good. Though I do have a little bit of British news to throw your way. Are you interested?
Uh, well, when you put it that way, how can I say no?
Well, as you probably don't know, but you should, England recently got its first Muslim lord in the House of Lords. I believe that's your congressman, to give you a rough idea. Okay.
So you got your first Ilan Omar, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's great. We are that progressive that we actually have one of our members of the House of Lords who is a Muslim. It's good, isn't it?
I'm kind of actually surprised we beat you to that. Like, no offense to your country, but the way things are going just on the populace level, how did this not happen sooner?
And I'm now about to tell you.
And for the record, I'm pretty confident Ilan Omar is not the first Muslim congressman or congresswoman. It was a joke. Calm down.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready?
Okay. All right. Let me brace for this one. Let me get a drink real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm. All right. Okay.
Righty. Well, he's already been done for abusing children.
Oh, so much
Oh,
for the
did I
family
say
friendly.
that out loud? I don't know if I'm allowed to speak about that. Oh, I don't care. That's right, I remember.
So much for the family friendly fight. Wait, could this still be considered family friendly?
I have not said anything wrong. I have reported news and nothing more.
I was making a really bad joke that
Mm-hmm.
is bad even by my standards, but oh boy. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. It honestly, what I'm waiting on is this. Is he going to bring some sort of legal action for it cultural discrimination or something over this?
Oh, oh, you poor sweet summer child. Are you ready for this?
Oh
Okay.
no. Okay. All right.
It it is going to be worse than you could possibly imagine. It really, really is.
Okay.
Okay. He has an excuse why these gentlemen are molesting girls in Rotherham. Are you ready?
I don't think I am, but I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
I bet you'll never guess what his reason is. Are you ready for this? It's because the people don't. They feel they need to get it out of their system before they marry people from their home country. They feel that they're not interesting enough.
Uh, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hold, hold on.
yeah,
I want to make sure I understand this correctly.
certainly.
So, I'm guessing the girls in question are
Wait. The victims are the ones he's marrying. Oh, by the way, the ones he's marrying are usually first cousins.
the the victims.
Okay, okay,
I-
okay.
I'm
Do
I'm
carry on.
guessing
Ask your question.
I'm guessing they are of a different ethnicity and nationality.
Yes, they are specifically white girls that are being molested. In fact, he was arrested for molesting a girl and a boy. And just to put that little bit of sugar on top, again, you'll notice I'm not using any words that would be considered, provocative in any way, shape, or form. But the
Dodging
young
around the
lady,
algorithm.
of course, for another 15 seconds, the gentleman in question Um, well, the young lady herself came to him and asked for his help, so he molested her.
And the rationale behind doing this is that the young white, I'm going to assume British, or well, let's just say European, because I don't know where
Ahem.
they're
No,
born.
they're British because they are specifically from Rotherham.
Oh, okay. So the young, very young white British women who were the object of his unwanted affection.
No, dude, say it right. He's a complete fuckwit and he deserves to be burnt at the stake in the desperate hope that his soul will go to hell and scream in absolute agony. Guess what? 5 minutes are up.
Ah,
Unleash
thank
hell.
God. So this fuckwat's fucking rationale behind this abhorrent behavior is, well, they need to get it out of their systems because the women from your own country or there are brown, there are black and brown fucking British people, even Muslim, but not
Yes,
they, but no, that
not
we gotta
them. No, they have to be
because
white. And Jim, he's a lord in the House of Lords over here.
so
Just that should give you a rough idea for his age.
I believe that's our that would be like our Senate because our
Oh,
House,
it's
I
your
think is the
Senate.
House of I think it's the House
Okay.
of Commons would be like our House.
Okay. Basically, which one is your one for which is for the people and which is for the rulers? It's as easy as that.
So the 100 is the Senate. The 400 and something, that's the House.
Okay, then. In that case, for you, it'd be this. Like I say, it's a Senate then.
Okay.
All
But
right.
anyways, this guy's fucking rationale is no, we have to molest young white girls because before we marry girls from our own religion, ethnicity, and country, like, they got to get out of their system because they're not
Yeah.
interested. What do you define? And my first question is this: define interesting. And what do the second question is? What exactly do they have to get out of their system? Because this sounds to me like you're targeting a very specific ethnic and national demographic. It sounds to me like you have, I don't know, either. I'm going to really, really stretch this one, and I don't truly believe this, so take this with
This
a rock of
this won't
salt.
shock you. We're about to be visited. Somebody has an opinion.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
but take what I'm about to say with a rock of salt.
Hmm.
Either A, you have an extremely low opinion of your own people and country and culture, and that makes you either envious, hence your unwanted advances in sexual activities,
Hmm.
or you're very
Uh,
spiteful because of it, in which case you're taking out your anger and rage on someone who's completely innocent, has nothing to do with your fucked up worldview, and to be blunt, personal lack of self worth and inferiority complex towards your own culture.
yeah.
Either way, it's fucked.
Stab
Yeah.
him. Stab him to death repeatedly. I don't give a flying fuck if he's a lord.
I
Oh,
see if that
nor do
doesn't get a
I.
stand, I don't know what will.
No, no. Oh no, I'm heartbroken. How will I cope? I might get banned. Oh, woe is me. By the way, the thing we had on us from YouTube disappeared yesterday, so it's time to get a new one. Okay?
Oh, well, challenge accepted.
Yep.
Okay, and I've rarely come on here so I could give a fuck.
Yep. I know.
Anyway,
Impressive, isn't he? I mean, you know,
no,
that
no, he
right
really
there.
isn't. He's
No.
lower than the fucking earth. He needs to die.
Yeah.
Needs
Shirati.
to.
Insulting to the earth.
Shirati, did you hear the fact that the girl he molested came to him for help?
Oh, I heard you. I don't
Oh,
believe
good.
it. I heard you.
Yeah, it's horrifying. There's this man actually makes me feel bad being English. Okay?
Honestly, calling him a man feels like an insult. They
He's not.
No.
He's a goddamn pervert wearing a man's suit.
Yes. Yes.
with this degree of bullshittery, even calling him a pervert is a compliment. This
Yes.
is literal human scum. Jensen, I would wager that even you would not want to touch that flesh, even if it was, even
Oh,
if it
so
was,
he's the
No.
British Epstein?
Even if
Pretty
it
much,
came out of
yeah.
a Michelin 5-star restaurant, you would want that nowhere near you.
Oh, right.
Aw,
Yep.
except he works for the Queen. He's the British Epstein. Yay, I rhyme.
Good, isn't it? I know. Ah. Right. He was made a peer by your friend of mine, Tony Blair, in 1996. His name is Lord. I might even have pictures. I'm not. Yep, I even have a picture for you, Doku. Brace yourself, buddy. Okay, and yes, I'm not going to put the where it's from. I'm going to be very, very careful.
He already said he's the Lord of Rotherham, so
I know, but this way,
the
well,
interweb will find him.
oh, I'm heartbroken. I truly, truly am.
'Tis a
Doku,
tragedy.
if you accidentally happen to find a way of putting that on screen, that would be such a shame.
Oh,
Okay.
wow, look at this. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
It would be so sad if that accidentally came up on screen. I mean, it would
And
just, what can I say? I must have
I
twitched at the wrong time and accidentally hit the button.
oh
Oh
wow,
no!
my hand twitched.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Gee,
oops.
God, he even
Yeah,
looks the part too.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible, isn't it?
He's fucking nasty. He's got a pinched bitch face.
hmm
And he's
Well,
got Dumbo ears.
hmm
I'm sorry, my hands are just moving on their own. I don't know what's going on here.
it's okay. Blame
Seriously,
me.
he's got a
I'm
pinched
using
bitch
powers
face.
on you. Sorry, hon. Please do. Go on.
No, I mean, his eyes are super fucking tiny. He looks, oh, it looks
Yeah.
like he's wearing eyeliner all around his eyes, but I know that's a shadow because his
hmm
fucking eyebrows are huge. And I know that's a racist attack, but I don't fucking care. It's,
hmm
Okay,
he,
there's one thing
oh,
that's really okay. I take it back. There's two things that are really annoying me, and I can't unsee it. Therefore, I'm going to have to torture the rest of the chat.
Go
Just
for it.
look at that earlobe. Goodness, look.
oh, you had to enlarge it that big. Look at his right nostril compared to his left one. One is raised higher than the other. His face is not even.
Oh, and he likes to rape children. Don't forget that part. It's kind of important. The
So
fact
his face is not even. So that's just gonna fuck it up even more. I mean, to
I
he
honestly, I hope he goes to jail for what he's done. But I will, I want it stated: innocent until proven guilty.
no,
And when,
I hope he gets stabbed repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again, and that he suffers vehemently,
Well,
like
Jensen, didn't
he
you know?
made those children suffer.
Jensen, didn't you know though? Innocent until proven guilty has kind of been thrown out by the wayside. But we'll talk about that later. That's a different topic of conversation, as good of a segue as it might be.
yeah, no. But that was what I wanted to tell you about Doku because I saw this today and I just sat there shaking my head.
I mean,
Okay,
the sad part
seriously,
is I'm not surprised.
I know it is bad, but I'm going to say it again just once more. This is not the country I went to war for. Okay,
You're not the only one that
really.
shares that sentiment, and I'm sure there are many people from many other countries that feel the exact same way.
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
matter of fact, I know there are because I hear it on a daily basis,
I'm
unfortunately.
sorry, but I have to disagree with Mr. Goatman. Pedos don't need to eat a bullet. They need to be stabbed repeatedly until they die of the loss of blood.
I mean,
I have
I don't really
point.
disagree with Sharati on that one.
I have pointed out that I have a cure for paedophilia, and it's called a flamethrower. Just saying. Okay.
But
Make the Adeptus Sororitas great again.
flamethrowers can kill them via stroke. They'll die quickly.
Oh, I
I
didn't
don't
say I
want
was
them to die. I don't want them to die
Shratty,
quickly.
Shratty, I didn't say I was using, as in flaming it. I'm just going to ram it up their jacksie until they can't really think anymore.
Okay.
Okay, just saying.
Either way, let's get this atrocious creature off the screen.
Yes, please do. Okay, well, hopefully I haven't derailed all these wonderful things you want to talk about, Doku.
Oh, no, you didn't. And like I said, that might have been a waste of a good segue, but I'm going to go ahead and take that lump. And if anybody's upset about it, they can blame me later. Because I have three things I heard about over the past roughly 12 hours that I thought you might get a chuckle at before we get into the real topic of conversation for today.
Okay, no worries.
Does one of those have to do with Miss Kamala?
Oh, yes, we will get to that. We will definitely get to that.
I know what you mean. Nothing ever happens on the 6th of January. What? I mean, honestly, nothing.
No, it's a boring day.
Yeah.
But I did see three things. I believe they're mostly actually no, they are all pop culture related. So I'll start with the one that I think you're going to get the most chuckle out of, but probably won't know the individual I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an assistant editor position at Marvel Comics that popped up, and I guess this is not on Disney's website anymore.
Okay.
But the individual in question, I think her name's Viola something. I forget her last name. I don't care. Apparently, according to Yellow Flash, she writes atrocious comic books, which means if I have read one, I didn't get past page 2. But according to her, cis white males need not apply.
Mm-hmm.
And if you disagree with her, that means you're a racist bigot.
Yeah.
It would be funny if A, they didn't truly believe this nonsense, but also B, can you come up with something new? I'm getting tired of laughing at the same old joke, and the only reason I find this worthy of laughing at is because A, the hubris, but also B, you're openly admitting to something is illegal, and I know that you're gonna like, oh, it wasn't serious, it was a joke, or something like that is gonna happen when someone actually does say, I could actually sue you if I apply for this job and you turn me down, and I happen to be a cis white male, right? Like, I'm not saying you should do this, but if you do, I might have to buy you a beer.
Okay.
But speaking of trying to laugh things off as a joke, did you hear about Jon Stewart?
All that.
Now that I will laugh at, because
Yeah. Miss Murder and I were talking about it, and all I'm going to say is goblins, and I'll leave that there. Okay.
It reminds me of the whole orcs and Dungeons and Dragons thing, where it's like no one playing Dungeons and Dragons was equating orcs to black people the same way nobody was equating the goblin bankers to Jewish people in Harry Potter. It's kind of already in. I forgot who brought this up, but it's kind of already in the lore, like the historical lore, the mythological lore of that culture, where goblins have not just it was on a Ranting Monkey show. Jack, Bad Comic Reviews, brought this up. It's not just the long noses and the narrow faces, but they also have like almost like a snout, and they are attracted to shiny things, like not just money, but shiny things, or like magpies.
Oh, so they're Jewish?
According to Colbert, yes, this is a Jewish stereotype, even though I'm pretty confident at the time that goblins were very first talked about in lore and mythology and things like that in Europe. Jews weren't really even in the culture. Pretty sure the Roman Empire hadn't even got all the way up to the British Isles at this point in time.
Nope.
So it kind of says a little bit more about you if you're thinking the Harry Potter banking goblins and orcs and Dungeons and Dragons look like Jewish people and black people. Maybe, just maybe, you're the bigot. Just
nah.
Possibly, maybe.
if they want to connect them with some minor percentage of people, connect them with the Jews instead of the blacks.
Or
You know?
orcs.
Again, I don't know why people are trying to equate ethnicities to fictional characters. It's kind of a weird stretch.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even mean to bring this up, but since we're on the topic, this reminded me of something. There was a tweet I saw. I guess if you want to watch the Book of Boba Fett, kind of spoilers, I think. Maybe. I haven't watched it. Well, actually, it's not really spoilers because I don't know the plot. But I guess there's Boba Fett like encounters some Tusken Raiders, and I guess we get to see like Tusken Raider culture or something. I don't know. I don't really care. Screw
Okay.
Disney. But
Mhm.
there is some account that tweeted, "Oh, Disney is." It's something along the lines of like they were trying to like they are showing sand people in a good light. If we can just get rid of all our biases, we can realize that there's there's good parts in all culture. And then of course there's a bunch of people posting Anakin Skywalker memes.
Yeah. You mean the killing all of the younglings bit?
Yeah, but
Because, you
again,
know,
yeah, I guess painting the Tusken Raiders in some sort of sympathetic-ish light is breaking down our cultural barriers and something or other. And despite all the really wonderful Anakin memes having to like bury his mom and all that stuff, killed by the Tusken Raiders, my favorite response was actually someone with a very simple statement. You realize these are fictional characters, right?
yeah.
Like it's such a simple but such an effective statement just to show you how far, especially in pop culture, in the age of identity politics and this absolute reaching nonsense, like how incredibly far people are willing to go just to try to reaffirm their worldview. I would say it's sad and funny if it wasn't actually disturbing. Like I have come to the position that I truly do not believe that these individuals in question are capable of separating reality from fiction. I don't think they can do it.
No. No. It's almost funny, isn't it?
Like I said, if it wasn't so disturbing, concerning, whatever word you want to use, I truly, truly believe that there is a strong sentiment amongst these types of individuals where they do see reality in works of fiction when it's just like, no, dude, it's just a movie. It's like, but no, it's the deeper meaning, dude. It's a commentary on this. And do you know if it's like, no, it's a movie. Calm down.
May I just bring up one tiny little thing with this? Because it's all around the whole goblins and Jews thing, okay? I could almost actually deal with that as a concept. No, I know, but I can actually cope with it, except for one teensy tiny thing, barely noticeable. I mean, really, it's hardly worth me even mentioning. It's been 20 goddamn years, and now it's just come up.
Yeah, kind of funny how that works.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about it then, but also
Nah.
I would argue at the time, the how do I want to brand them? And yes, they are deserving of their own brand. You know what? I'll go with what Styx calls them. The
Go on.
cringe fringe. Or I can go with Bane of NPC's terminology, the danger hairs.
Ah.
Or my personal favorite, the Looney Tunes. They weren't in positions of power and emboldened enough 20 years ago to actually make these types of absurd claims. But now that they have essentially slowly infiltrated, for the sake of diversity, inclusion, and representation, that they actually now get to play gatekeeper. And so therefore they are, you didn't
You
just hand them
forgot
the
about
ball.
equity.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You did. Naughty of you. I actually, personally, I think it's because they've tried to nail Rowling with the whole turf thing, and that people just have not given a monkey's crap, quite simply. We don't care, all right? So now they're trying it from another angle. You watch, they'll go from this to something else later on. By the way, just in case you are interested, if you are a fan of the Harry Potter films, the one character in there that they actually got to blow up the bridge in Harry Potter at the end was Irish. Just saying, yeah.
Yeah. I'll use this analogy to describe what has happened over the past 20-ish or so years. Because, man, has it really been that long since the first Harry Potter movie? Shit.
Yeah, I know.
We're getting old, boys.
Yeah, we are. So this is the analogy. They're essentially like the kid in gym class that never got past the ball, and they threw a temper tantrum, and someone felt bad, so they passed them the ball. Then they took the ball, they ran with it, they didn't pass it to anybody else. They went home with it, brought it to school the next day, still wouldn't pass it to anybody else, and then the kids wanted to stop playing with them, and then they freaked out and threatened to punch a hole in the ball and deflate it, and then toss it in the garbage if nobody plays with them. And nobody's still playing with them, and they're still out in the freaking middle of the field throwing a temper tantrum, wondering why nobody's playing with them.
So they're
exactly
carrying
what
sun.
Oh.
That's essentially what you said. You just made it longer.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But yeah,
Bad, isn't it?
yeah, it's quite ridiculous. But the last little bit of pop culture news I had for you until we get to the fun part,
Mm-hmm.
and I can go on an absolute brain-splitting rant. Did you know that the CW is actually now up for sale?
I saw that. I was going to mention that myself. Awesome. Go for it.
What I want to know is who on earth is going to buy it with the types of, like, have you seen the ratings for Supergirl or Catwoman or even the last couple of seasons of The Flash?
It's dying a death, isn't it? In fact,
They're
not only is
not
it
that
dying a
good.
death, it's thrashing around on the floor, gasping and gurgling. It's the only way I can put it.
Well, I know Az from Heel versus Babyface was going over the Catwoman ratings, and they couldn't even break one. It's like, yeah, it was just him going down, not in
I hope
7, not in
whoever
8.
buys it. I hope whoever buys it makes it better. And hi, Sean.
Well, the thing is, like, when it comes to how much source material you have to pull on, even with not primary characters, like you could do a Poison Ivy show with the amount of information or the amount of source material just with her. If you could manage to make a Batwoman series go not in 6, not in 8, not in 7, not in 6, not in 9, like just down the row, every single episode doesn't even break a 1. It's just like that
Not
is
Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy's been overdone about 1 million times over. There
I'm not
is
saying
one show or one movie I think is being worked on right now with the Riddler. Nobody fucking works on the Riddler.
I'm
And
not
they
saying
when they
you
do, they
shouldn't
don't
do
do it
this.
right.
Well, I'm not saying you should do this, but what I am saying is that there is so much source material to pull from, that you don't have an excuse for doing it wrong. It just means you didn't read any of the source material. And there's plenty of people out there who love characters like Poison Ivy, Riddler, even Penguin has a fan base. You're telling me you can't even find a niche audience? Like, that speaks volumes. And again, these are all Batman-related characters. Batman is DC's #1 cash grab. Batman is to DC as Spider-Man is to Marvel. There is no excuse for doing any of that badly unless, well, you're either just A, a crap writer, B, know nothing of the character and the source material, or C, you're not really writing a movie because you care about Batman or Catwoman or Poison Ivy or Harley Quinn or any of these characters.
There is a different option. They're pulling from the wrong material. They're pulling from the modern material instead of the old school material.
Doku,
That's
can I
a
throw
fair
a
point.
lump of wood on your train of thought now, please?
Okay, go for it.
Have you heard what they're doing to Superman?
Oh, Yes, I did hear about that, and
You mean the thing about turning him gay?
Oh, no,
oh
no,
no no
no,
no
no,
no 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 no.
sweetie. That's nothing. I'm
Jensen,
actually okay
I'll
with
let you
this.
explain this one because I already had my laugh. I would love to hear your explanation.
Okay, okay. Well, Superman, as we all know, moderately powerful, got one or two abilities, basically immune to anything on this planet, gets captured and repeatedly raped by a bunch of humans. Yeah, you heard me. Go on.
Elaborate further.
I can hear it in your voice. Yeah, apparently
Now.
he's grabbed, taken into a cellar, and just being in the cellar means he loses all of his superpowers. It's
I
not
hope
even,
that thing is fucking lined with kryptonite.
which was what I was about to say, it's not even lined with kryptonite. Apparently, him not being in the sun is enough. Now, I'm not a fan of DC. I want to put that out there, okay? I am really not a fan of DC. I'm one of the few people that actually enjoys Marvel. Not so much nowadays, but Marvel. But
Mhm.
even I know that Superman is a little bit better than that. Okay, he quite simply, if he's grabbed by, I tell you what, let's be ridiculous and make it 8 humans. The next thing that happens is there are 8 unconscious humans and Superman walking off trying to work out what happened.
I'm glad you brought that
Because
up because the first thing I was going to
Okay,
point out is being captured
wait.
in the first place is a bit of a
yeah,
plot problem.
yeah,
There is an offshoot where Superman is powered by the sun.
yep, yeah, no,
Just powered
that's
by the sun.
yeah. That was, I think, the excuse they was using. That's why they put him in the cellar. And apparently, they had him for a couple of years and was using him as a sex toy.
Yeah, the problem with that is I know the offshoot you're talking about, and it's not like his
It didn't
powers
sell.
immediate. Well, also his powers didn't immediately vanish or go away the second that he's not in the sun. It takes quite some time. So the question would be, if we're going to ignore the whole "how did you capture him in the first place" thing, unless that particular iteration of Superman is just really that naive, which I would find a really difficult sell.
Yeah.
But you would have to have locked him in a cellar that could withstand multiple nuclear blasts, knowing how strong Superman is, just to keep him down there a few hours. So,
That's true.
so you're telling me that you're going with this iteration of Superman where he only gets his powers by essentially absorbing yellow, specifically sunlight from a yellow sun.
Yeah.
It would still take a few hours, being as generous as possible, for his powers to get even close to that of even the strongest human. He's still superhuman while being locked in that cellar, and he just chose to not break out. Like, that's fine, dude. Just stay down there a few more hours. We're working on the roast or something. It'll be ready in like
And
3 months.
explain how he doesn't rip a door off its hinges.
Yeah, that's what I'm really having an issue with. Is like, again, are
Yeah.
we talking about the most naive Superman to ever have existed? It's like, just get in the cellar, sit in the chair, put on these handcuffs, and we'll be back for you in like 3 months. I promise we won't do anything bad to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to mention when you're saying that they're ruining superheroes, that wins right there. Okay. The fact that they've turned Wolverine and Cyclops into bisexual boys who like to enjoy each other, but the fact that they've changed Iceman gay, the fact that they've changed all these other superheroes is all well and good. I'm actually willing to accept all of it. But Superman gets beaten and repeatedly raped by a bunch of humans.
and yes, Sean is correct.
Wow.
Different colors of kryptonite do have different effects,
Yep.
but it doesn't sound like we're going with that version of Superman because, I mean, honestly, you could.
Everybody has been making fun of the fact that different colors of kryptonite make Superman different kinds of Superman for years, especially the pink one that makes him very, very, very gay.
Mhm.
God, don't give them ideas about rainbow kryptonite. That is not something I need to see enter the frickin' pop culture lexicon.
Yeah, you can see it. Anyway, carry on, Doku. I did say just wanted to throw a log on your train of thought there.
Honestly, maybe forget the last story I had for you.
It did
Does
exactly
it have
what
to
I was
do with
expecting
Kamala
it to do.
Harris?
Oh, so we're just gonna jump into that. We're just gonna get into that main event.
You
real
don't
quick.
have anything
Oh.
to say about Camel Toe, do you? I thought
Oh,
she
I
was.
do if he doesn't, because
Oh.
that bitch has it coming.
You know, since you brought it up, I had woken up rather early this morning, and after just perusing the usual social media out of boredom while I'm doing my usual shit shower and shave, I noticed a lot of people trying to equate certain events of a certain day that might or might not have happened 1 year ago today with another event that might have happened. Well, the some people did something event, as our uh, diverse Congress member would say,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt it compulsory to make a tweet. If you try to equate the events that happened on January 6th with those of 9/11, I want you to stop. I implore you to stop and think very carefully about what you're about to say, because every ounce of mockery and ridicule that you get is going to be very well deserved. And what the fuck happened? President Kamala, or I should say President Kamala fucking Harris, because she might as well be in charge at this point in time. Nobody knows what the fuck
Yep.
Joe is doing.
Yeah, I know. You mean Veep. I gotcha.
I would rather start calling her President fucking Harris, because did you see the freaking tiny little desk Joe was sitting behind when they were on the White House? This is completely off topic. Why the hell are we doing movie sets for White House press briefings instead of at the actual fucking Oval Office? Like, we know it's a fucking dog and pony show. We know it's a bread and circus. We know it's a puppet show. But do you really have to be that obvious about it? Like, come on, man.
It's so we can read
Come
off
on,
a
man.
teleprompter.
To use Joe's words, I just want him to sit down behind that tiny desk on the frickin' White House movie set one day and go, "Come on, man!" Like, just for the meme potential, because I that's all this administration is good for, is just memes and pointing out hypocrisy.
Oh yeah.
Which, we will get to that too. But yeah, Kamala Harris tried to equate January 6th to fucking Pearl Harbor and 9/11.
Yeah.
In a speech addressing the nation and by extension the rest of the world. Are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this very, very much pisses me off. I'm just going to get through this really fast, and I'm going to let you go, Sharadi. My dad's next door neighbors and very good friends. My dad was a Navy pilot. His wife was a flight attendant.
Yep.
His neighbor, wife, and husband both lost their fucking lives on 9/11. One was a pilot. The other, wife, flight attendant, requested a flight change at the last minute so she could be on the same flight as her husband.
Mm-hmm.
They both died when that airplane flew into the South Tower.
Yeah.
So Kamala Harris, you can sit your ass down and shut the fuck up trying to complain about a bunch of people walking around in the Capitol building when the fucking cops let them inside. Some of them smeared some fucking feces on the freaking side of the wall. A bunch of them just walked around like aimless idiots, fucking taking selfies in the freaking veranda. And one guy like sat in Pelosi's desk and put his feet up on the top. Someone stole a laptop, which we still can't fucking find. That one freaking glowy saying we're gonna storm the Capitol and got called a fucking Fed and got called out. We know his name. All of a sudden he's taken off the FBI watch list and they won't give us a fucking explanation. You still can't figure out who the fucking pipe bomber is, which I call bullshit on that. You got a missing fucking cell phone, still can't figure that one out. And I guarantee you they have tracking devices on those damn things. So I call bullshit on that too. And oh, by the way, who the fuck gave the police the orders to stand down? Oh yeah, that was the mayor of DC, Mayor Bowser. Gee, I wonder why that fucking happened. Oh, what happened when Trump tried to request National Guard presence? Oh, yeah, they turned him down, but then Pelosi and Bowser do it. No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, anyone who's an honest, not even intellectual, even an armchair intellectual, but just someone with two shits for brains that isn't a political partisan hack would be asking these types of fucking questions. Oh, by the way, you want to run a fucking January 6th committee? What the fuck was Pelosi doing prior to this going on? What the fuck was the FBI doing? Who the fuck opened the fucking doors? Who gave the order? Who was it? Because it wasn't fucking Trump. I know that much.
Nope.
He flat out told them, no, now's the time to go home. Don't do this. And Twitter removes the fucking video saying it's incitement to violence when it was doing the literal fucking opposite. So, okay, maybe we should open our fucking own January 6th commission because fucking Liz Cheney ain't a fucking Republican. I can tell you that much. But yeah, tell me more about how this was like 9/11 fucking Kamala Harris. Go fuck yourself, you vapid fucking cunt.
You gonna make the point how she suggested it was similar to Pearl Harbor? Didn't you guys have a thing about Pearl Harbor?
Oh yeah, our own citizens doing the worst possible thing, stealing a laptop and smearing shit on the walls is the same as a foreign nation fucking bombing one of our most important Pacific naval base and killing fucking hundreds, thousands of fucking American soldiers and then dragging us into the largest war the world has ever seen. But yeah, tell me how that's equatable to January 6th.
I'm trying not to laugh, but you know.
Fucking disgusting. And this is coming from the Vice President of the United fucking States.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking disgrace.
Doku, I just sent you something.
So did I, but enjoy looking at hers first, mate.
Give me a moment. And by the way, you know if this was fucking Trump or Pence that said this, they would have him fucking impeached the same damn day.
Oh, yeah.
And...
yeah, there we go. Like I said, anybody that makes the stupid mistake of trying to compare January 6th to 9/11 is going to be ridiculed and mocked into oblivion, and they deserve every fucking single syllable of it.
After I seen what that, well, as Doku said, vapid bitch said on Twitter, I retweeted it and said, please, at Vice President, where were the fucking nukes? Please stop sounding like a bigger moron than the actual POTUS.
Yep.
Here, I was thinking you at least had at least half a brain.
Nope.
Yeah. Without going too far with what I'm doing, just have a look what I sent you as well, Doku. You probably know about it, but if you don't, you should get a good chuckle out of this. Now, Sharati, do you have anything you'd like to say about Camel Toe?
Oh, what I said on Twitter was what I wanted to say to her, and I truly wish she was in front of me so I could say it to her instead of at her.
Fair.
And I'm sure I don't need to say this because I know people aren't dumb here, unlike certain people sitting in office right now. But bear in mind, these figureheads, these individuals that at least a significant portion of the country worship as somehow infallible gods for Lord knows whatever reason, they're, by equating 9/11 and Pearl Harbor, you know, they're lumping American citizens with differing political ideologies into the same boat as people who would, hijack a plane and fly it into a building, killing thousands of American citizens. Yeah, they're putting you in the same boat as those people.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if you were there on January 6th. Just me talking about it and calling out their bullshit right now means they're telling me I'm just as bad as someone who would hijack an airplane and fly it into a building full of innocent civilians. That pisses me the fuck off. You disgusting, abhorrent, fucking leeching pieces of shit. And oh, by the way, I pay your paycheck, you fucking ungrateful cur.
And don't forget, that is technically your leader. How bad do you feel?
I'm starting to agree more and more with Luke Kardowski from We Are Change. Just, the government is so fucking bloated and far gone at this point. Just abolish it. Get rid of them. Stop paying your taxes. Fuck them.
Yep. Well, now, Shorty, do you understand why when we had that conversation, and I said to you about it would actually possibly, and I realise you're going to try and pull me to pieces on this, but it would be better if the right actually deliberately lose.
And I told you to slap the shit out of yourself. You're wrong.
I know you did, but I still believe it's the right thing to it's the bad thing to do, but it's also the right thing to do, okay? Yes, I know things are going to get horrific. I'm not saying they won't, but if your country survives this, and I think it will, I've actually got a lot more faith in the Americans than you might think I have, but the left will never get in again. The reason that they've been able to get away with this is because it goes Democrats break, Republicans fix. Republicans get hated, Democrats get in. Democrats break, Republicans fix. Do you see a pattern here at all? Are you seeing what I'm doing with this?
Do you understand what I'm telling you, though? The Democrats will switch to the Republican side. Then we'll have a bunch of rhinos. We'll have a split party. And again, we'll have the same process.
I don't know what you guys can do about it then, because if your countrymen cannot understand the fact that the Democrats break everything they touch when it comes to being in charge, and I can prove this by just pointing at your current president and going, evidence. Then what can I suggest?
The current president said he was going to cure cancer.
Yeah, I know, that was classic.
Hey, Jensen, I understand the point you're trying to make.
Yeah.
I do believe, though, you're making a one very important miscalculation.
Which is?
So we know the reason both the establishment Republican and establishment Democrats freaked out when Trump got in office because, well, it was never supposed to happen.
Yes.
Vote, even if you vote for the other guy, you vote for the establishment candidate. Trump was not that. And it freaked the people out. I believe Hillary Clinton's own words were, if that MFer gets elected, then we're all going to hang from nooses. I believe is how she worded it. Because they know they're freaking criminal pieces of shit. They're not. They might be incompetent, but they're not stupid. They know. There's a reason that now that they have power, we'll see how long it lasts. But they're trying to push through. Did you hear what the proposal for the Voting Rights Act was that they were trying to push through?
No, do tell.
So they were trying to have a committee, if I remember how it was proposed correctly. And if I'm wrong, and someone in the chat can correct me, if I get anything wrong, just let me know. But they wanted a panel of federal judges to review state voting policies, and they would give them the authority to overturn state voting policies, specifically what they had cited when it comes to voting ID laws and also absentee, which is how they worded it, absentee ballots, but what they're really talking about is universal mail-in voting. So if, let's say me as the governor of, I'll pick Wyoming. Let's just say I'm the governor of Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, no, if you want to vote, you have to be able to either A, provide a social security number, or B, a state recognized identification, like a driver's license.
Yeah.
And also, we're going to outlaw ballot harvesting. I could have a federal panel of judges come in and tell me, no, you can't do that, and overturn my state laws.
Now, look, again, different country, different rules for you guys to us. I know. So I'm going to query this. I'm not going to make a statement. Didn't you guys actually have rules that state laws are actually for state, whereas federal is for the whole thing? I.e., the federals can't actually make these rules.
Well, it was
Isn't that kind of a thing
explicitly
for you guys.
It was explicitly set up where that a state has the right to determine how elections are conducted within that territory, which means the federal government does not dictate or run how an election is conducted. It's blatantly unconstitutional. It was set up for the exact opposite of what this voter rights bill would do, which would put all elections, state, local, and federal, in the direct hands of the federal government, which
That's
is
what I thought.
Yeah, it's literally a power grab. It's an authoritarian power grab. It's absolutely ridiculous. It goes completely against the structure of the way this country was founded, which we're not a fucking democracy. We're a representative republic. That shit gets annoying when I have to repeat it every damn time, but it is more relevant now than ever. States' rights supersede that of the federal government. Anything that is not given to the federal government by explicit statement of the Constitution is reserved for the states and or the people. The federal government is restricted for that very fucking reason. And yet they're trying to put us into an authoritarian, totalitarian state by putting all power in the hands of the federal government and stripping the states and the individual of their rights. The only thing standing in their way is the Constitution and the judicial branch, which they are slowly subverting to their side, which is why all fucking Obama-era judges need to be fucking get rid of them. Gone. Because they're not upholding the Constitution. They're fucking political activists. They just happen.
So do you guys want to come back to England yet? Or you still... You okay?
Oh, your country's just as fucked. You know it too, Jensen.
I know. But hey, we've got one thing, pretty much, unfortunately, that beats your country cold, and that is, at least we don't have Biden. Okay, granted, we're stuck with a potato with hair, but let's be fair. Somehow, and I really have trouble saying this, but somehow that creature is better for the country than Biden is for you guys. Wow. Yeah.
Doku, I just sent you a video and something from the Jerusalem Post that say pretty much the exact same thing, only one's got more in depth. One's a video and one's a story.
Okay.
And did you see what I sent you, Doku?
Yes, I did, and I did hear about that.
Let's go, Brandon.
In case anybody doesn't know what Jensen's talking about, the NASCAR driver who won the that race that got the whole Let's Go Brandon thing going. Well, he has a new sponsor, and it's a Let's Go Brandon crypto coin, and he has his whole car wrapped in it. It's pretty funny.
That kid has big balls. I am so proud of him for turning that around and using it to his advantage.
I agree.
Oh, dude, he's going to do the opposite of what the woke fucking morons do. He's going to take this. I mean, just look at a popular freaking, what was it, like 3 or 4 rap songs all top the iTunes chart in like a week. It's like, bro, whether you agree with it or not, capitalism's a hell of a thing. Go use it and make some money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But the reason I make this point, Doku, is I think we should actually step away from Goidcoin and actually go on to the LGB coin. What do you think, mate?
You know what?
There's actually 2 LGB coins. There's one Fuck Joe Biden coin that's still considered an LGB coin. And then there's the LGB coin that is sponsoring Brandon.
Yep.
That he's got his car wrapped in.
Yep. I love that. I really do. That is absolutely glorious. And you know something? If there was any sort of voting involved in this, he gets my vote. Okay, that boy is just awesome.
You know what? They didn't ask for it, but I'll go ahead and give my official endorsement of lgbcoin.io. That'll be at lgbcoin_io on Twitter, and then $LGB. Go number 68. Let's go, Brandon.
Oh yeah.
I agree. Let's go, Brandon. Well, that wasn't quite how he put it. It was, let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Yeah, that was absolutely outstanding. The fact that your president said that. It's nice to know he supports, the driving cars in a circle. I know you guys.
It's called NASCAR.
No, it's called driving in a circle going left. You know it, and I know it.
I mean, I've always been a fan of Le Mans.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is funny. I do remember hearing about that. What was it, like a week or so ago? He got that sponsorship, and I loved it because Twitter had its 3rd freaking meltdown over "Let's Go Brandon," and this is coming from the same people who were screaming "Fuck Donald Trump" for 4 years. So it's like, no. You can sit down and shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Like I don't want to hear it. Like we all know you're fucking hypocrites. We all know it's, but Throw your temper tantrum somewhere else. No one cares. Let the adults do adult things. Go cry in the corner. But it's a threat to our democracy. It's a threat to our democracy. No, it's not. You're the threat to the democracy because you're intolerant of any differing opinions. You attack and eat your own for the same damn shit. Like, again, look at what happens. Look at what happens when one person breaks lockstep. Like, look at what they did with fucking Sarah Silverman. Like, good lord. It's like, there is no way in hell that woman is remotely close to even being center. I mean, she is the Kool-Aid drinking wokiest of the woke when it comes to Hollywood comedians. And look at how much they attacked and berated her to the point where even she's like, dude, well, fuck, I don't even know what I did. It's like, welcome to the culture that you helped foment. We're the ones that have been over here. We've been the ones that have been trying to warn you. If you keep going down this rabbit hole, it's eventually going to happen to you. You're just going to have to, you don't even have to say the wrong thing. Someone has to perceive it in the wrong way. It doesn't even have to be you meant it that way. They just have to perceive it in that way, and they will come and they will tar and feather you and then burn you at the stake and then piss on your grave. We tried to warn you.
Burn the witches! Burn the witches!
Dude, the thing with Hassan Piker and Vosh getting freaking banned off of Twitch. Dude, we told you, you keep pushing for censorship, but no, it'll never happen to me. It's okay when I do it, and they turn around, they fucking ban you for the same shit you advocate for, and you throw a temper tantrum like the overgrown fucking children that you are. Tried to warn you. Hashtag I told you so. Like, how many times do you need to fuck up and get slapped by your own freaking limp dick in the face before you actually realize maybe I should stop helicoptering my limp dick until it slaps me in the face and I look like a fucking moron?
See, that's why I like having a sense of humor. It's called a pound sign for a reason. Eventually, you're just gonna get hit.
I mean, if you want to keep fucking yourself thinking that you're not going to end up fucking yourself, then by all means be my guest, but don't fucking blame and bitch and moan and complain to me when I laugh at you for doing it. Like, you're the dumbass here, not me. Like I said, you're the dumbass here, not me. Like, I'm the one that's sitting here trying to say, look, if you do this, it will eventually backfire on you, and you'll end up fucking yourself. No, they don't listen, and then it happens to them, and then they bitch, moan, whine, and complain when we laugh at them going, see, I told you so. I told you. You keep fucking doing that, you're eventually gonna... You're gonna jump over the fence post, and your leap's not gonna be as spry as it was the next day, and you're gonna freaking fall on that freaking that shaft, and it's gonna go right up your ass, and you're gonna be complaining that you're walking like a freaking grandpa with your ass bleeding, and we're just gonna point and laugh.
See, and people think I'm mean when I pick on my daughter for being clumsy.
Doku, did you hear about shall we call it the larger framed people? Okay, let's get blunt. The fatties, how they're actually claiming, and you'll love this, and this isn't actually a joke. It's now racist with COVID.
What does it have to do with race to be fat?
I know, Hunt. No, trust me, I know that yes, COVID is now racist because larger framed people are more likely to get COVID and attempting
So lose some fucking weight.
Yep. And if the doctors actually say that, they can actually get in trouble for doing so because of the body positivity. Did you know there's now a card out there that you can get? Please do not weigh me. I know I sound like I'm joking.
No, I know you're not, because I actually did hear about this, and it's one of those things. It's one of those things where you look at it and you go, do you really lack that much self-awareness, or are you so indoctrinated into the party line that you don't see what it is you're actually saying? Because essentially the argument is that because there's two parts to the argument. One is that because Black Americans are less likely to get the COVID shot. And that's not my opinion. I'm just going off of studies and statistics.
That's factual.
No,
that is factual.
Yeah, so that combined with the fact that I guess I don't know the statistics on this one, but essentially what they're saying is that there are more obese Black Americans than there are of any other ethnicity, that COVID is racist.
Same goes with the diabetic Black Americans.
Yep. And it's also racist, and you're like this. It's racist to actually suggest that these people are supposed to eat healthy.
Yeah, that's why when I
Yeah.
very first heard about this, I was like, I'm not even going to talk about it, which is why you haven't heard me bring it up. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you tell someone to lose weight, oh, that's racist. But also, you're also saying that there are more by per capita obese black people than there are any other ethnicity. So therefore, being overweight, you're more likely to die from COVID and also less likely to get the vaccine. So that also makes COVID racist. Like, dude, I can't follow the logic anymore. It's ridiculous. It is.
That's not at all what I said. I said there's more diabetic black people than there are white people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
That
I
means
wasn't. I wasn't
type
talking.
1 and type 2.
No, I wasn't even talking about your argument. This is the argument they're making.
Yeah.
This
could
is
always
not
just-
me or you.
You could
This
always
is
just turn
their
around to
argument.
them and say, well, you know what? Fuck you. Die. I don't care. Which would actually would save so much time and effort, because in all fairness, if they can sit there and bitch about this, then they may as well just die and we won't care. Am I wrong? No
I-
silence.
Wait, were you asking me or Sharadi?
Yeah, no, I'm actually asking your opinion. They may as well, if they're going to sit there and claim that it's racist, it's this, it's that. Okay, catch COVID and die. I don't
Oh, there's
care.
one fat bitch that I would have a problem with her dying because I grew up with her and I kind of love her like a sister.
Mhm.
But she's also a Democrat and kind of hates my politics. She really does. She blocked me on everything social media wise because I am conservatarian.
Yeah.
And
Jacob did come up with something that is actually quite amusing. Hey, at least COVID is solving the obesity problem. He's not wrong.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Jacob. You have a point.
And I did point out, if we actually go back to the whole cannibalism idea, when they die, we can actually then eat the bastards and think how much feeding we
no,
can get off of fatty.
no, we're not fucking eating people. That'll drive everybody insane.
And oh, you mean they'll go so crazy they might let? Oh, that's right. Biden in. Too late. It's happened. Just saying, hun. You know what?
Yeah, they also
Really?
let Hitler in Michigan, so
There you go. Again, how is cannibalism going to make it any worse?
Jensen, we've been over this before. Never ask how much worse can it get or say it can never get any worse, because it always does.
we're pushing on the end of days, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the end
Before,
of days, man.
before too long, the freaking 4 horsemen of the apocalypse will be upon us.
What do you mean? Death, the amount of people that are dying currently, famine. Do you mean the way that the planet's not got enough food to last? War? Do you mean? Oh yeah, war. Let's face it, war. And
What is it
oh,
good for? Absolutely nothing.
say it again. Yeah. Well, isn't oh, it had to be done. You know it. But isn't there a fourth one? Something about pestilence.
Shut the hell up.
What?
You know what? At this point in time, if an ethereal horseman came in riding on a white horse, I'd be like, well, about damn time. Took you long enough.
Yeah. To be honest, they'd actually ride up, take a look, ride off going, nah, I'm going pub. Let them do it themselves. You know it and I know it.
But to answer your question, what I would tell people is like, look, you want to eat McDonald's every day and not work out or do anything? By all means, be my guest. It's a free fucking country. I don't care. But as soon as you start spouting like, oh, but the COVID's racist and this and that, it's like, look, dude, I'm not the one that force fed you McDonald's, and I'm not going to drag your ass to the gym against your will. You're a grown adult. Do what you want. I don't care, but it's not my fucking problem. Stop
Dude,
bitching
I
to me
found
about
out bread is racist. Because it's called white bread. I'm not even joking. I read something about that the other day.
Yeah, I know. Remember, milk is racist as well. So it
it.
does
No, white
really.
bread's been used as an insult towards white people for like 3 decades now. That's an old
Yeah.
one.
No, I'm not talking about towards white people. I'm talking white bread in general is racist because it's called white bread. The
Wait.
other ones have names like wheat bread or rye bread.
So what do we
Uh,
say about
raisin
potato bread then?
I'm actually glad about us. We've got brown bread and white bread. We don't give a shit.
What do we say?
That's a
So
cool.
all right, so then I'm guessing
They're
potato bread
offended
is.
because it's called white bread.
So I'm guessing potato bread is acceptable, but butter bread is fat phobic.
Yeah.
It's starchy goodness. Full of sugar.
Jesus Christ,
Ah,
people fucking suck. I hate them so much,
I
especially the
understand.
stupid ones.
It's a
Which
really,
means you,
really big
Jacob.
list.
Don't worry, Sharadi. We have at least 2 more years of this bullshit, so it's only gonna get better.
Wait, how long until the apocalypse, according to Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Oh, she's throwing around like that. I think we're down to like 9 years now. Was that the last thing, Doku? Does that sound right?
I thought we were already supposed to be dead.
Oh no, we should
No,
have
she
died
said
years
12
ago.
years, like 3 years ago. No,
There you
maybe
go,
4
9
years.
years. I was right. But I'm going to remind you, we were supposed to have died about the year 2000, according to the loons back in the 80s. So we're doing pretty well, I say.
According to the climate scientists back from the 60s and the 70s, we weren't supposed to make it to 2020. Sorry, not even to 2020, to 2010.
Sean, you're fine. You don't make any stupid remarks. Jacob does regularly.
Jacob. He doesn't do stupid remarks often. Much. Well,
I am curious about something.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were supposed to be in an ice age by now.
Really?
What happened to
It's
that?
winter time. We are in the ice age, remember? Or at least that's how AOC's brain works.
Oh no, climate change is real. We have spring, summer, fall, and winter. I need to pay more taxes so we can put an end to this and just put ourselves into perpetual. Wait, so if we're going to end climate change, we can't have spring, we can't have fall anymore. Do we go with summer or do we go with winter?
No, actually, you can only
No,
have
we go with
spring
spring
and
or fall.
autumn. Yeah, you're only allowed those two now, mate.
Oh, okay. So, how are the trees going to survive fall? I guess we're going to be stuck in perpetual spring. No, but we can't do that because then we'll all flood.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially around places like Florida and Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
We
And
will
you know
flood
what? You know whose
bad.
fault it is, don't you? It's Trump's fault.
AOC's.
No, it's Trump's fault. Trump did
It's
it.
AOC and Ilhan Omar's and Rashida Tlaib's and whoever the fuck else is on the squad because they're not important enough to remember their names.
Fair point.
You know, to be fair, the only time you have to worry is if Pelosi or whoever she survived by sells that mansion in Florida, or if Obama sells that mansion in Martha's Vineyard. Then maybe we have to worry.
Yeah.
Then maybe it's actually not the boy that cried wolf. Oh wait, the Zer that cried wolf.
No, I'm sorry. How dare you be wolfist? That's wolfophobia there, right? No, I'm not having it, mate. I'm not going to allow you to be like that. You know that's the next thing. That's the problem. You will honestly get lupophobia as the next thing that they'll complain about.
It wouldn't surprise me. There's already certain elements within certain communities that are trying to normalize pedophilia and zoophilia. So
Yeah.
I heard the best Three Little Pigs story the other day.
Oh God.
It was the Three Little Pigs that killed the wolves.
I'm okay with this.
It sounds like hate
Wait.
speech.
It was.
I told you that I was going to bring out lupophobia. I told you,
The
Doku.
first little pig became an activist and got eaten by a wolf. The second little pig became a bigger activist and got eaten. The third little pig got a gun and killed the wolves.
I'm okay with this.
Well, killed two of the wolves and sent the other one packing.
So
So
what
the
you're
only-
saying is guns will actually make things a better thing. Interesting.
You see, the only way that the little pig like that, though, could get away with it is if they were a left-leaning activist. If they're a right-leaning activist, they'll hold you without charging you for a crime indefinitely with no bail.
They lived in the mountains. They had it sent to them as a kit and built a ghost gun.
Oh, goodness.
It was a glorious story.
Yeah.
We could do an entire stream just talking about that because it's freaking hilarious.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Because it's funny, if you frame that story from a left-leaning perspective, it would be a New York Times bestseller. They'd be talking about it on CNN. But all you have to do is just drop in that little hint about, well, it was a ghost gun, and they were defending themselves against predators that are larger and stronger than them, which means gun control is bad, gun rights good. That's a staunchly pro Second Amendment stance, and then watch the narrative shift.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, I brought it up as a joke, but it is kind of a serious topic.
Go on.
You know that not a single person, at least the last I checked, if I'm wrong, correct me in the chat if you know. To my knowledge, not a single person who was arrested over the January 6th Capitol riot was charged with insurrection. Now, I've seen trespassing and vandalism, but not a single one charged with insurrection, or the more appropriate charge, treason, if that's really what you're trying to assert. And how long were people held without bail and detained and not allowed to speak to anyone, not given a trial date? That doesn't sound like due process. Oh, by the way, in case anybody's not aware, this is not the first time it happened in history. And no, I'm not just talking about Japanese internment camps.
No. Thank you for that, Shirati.
You are very much welcome.
But yeah, in case the "it can't happen here" crowd is listening, it can, it did, and it's happening again, and it's done primarily for political purposes. And the last most relevant time it happened was not even the Japanese internment camps, but it was during the Civil War, when Lincoln suspended habeas corpus. Yes, I know I'm invoking the spirit of Mad Dodge here. Rest in peace, brother. But Lincoln was not the hero that people think he was. Like, yeah, he might have done some good things, but he suspended habeas corpus not just for secessionists, but also for people within the northern territories who spoke ill of the government because it was quote damaging and demoralizing to the war effort, and locked them up in jail without charging them with any crime and completely suspended habeas corpus. Yeah, again, can't happen here. It did over 100 years ago. You think it can't happen again, or it isn't happening right now? I hate to break it to you guys. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. I don't like to drop black pills from time to time, but yeah, it kind of is. This is literal political persecution.
Doku, just don't forget, mate. Abe Lincoln was a slave owner, therefore he's evil. It's okay to say these things now.
I mean, according to the left, though, everybody at some point has some degree of ancestry that would lead back to a slave owner because it was kind of common practice back in the day.
Yep.
Anyway, I want your opinion on Ted Cruz.
Yeah, 1 second.
Fuck Ted Cruz.
Right, hold up 1 sec, Perrier. Falcon, I completely agree with you. F in the chat for Mad Dodge.
Oh yes, that is mandatory.
Oh yes.
Man, can you imagine what the stream would be like if he was here right now? Holy fuck, we would never get a word in edgewise.
He would love every second of this conversation, wouldn't he?
He would. He really would.
I would tell him to shut the fuck up and stop fucking fairies.
I mean, we do that on a friendly day.
Yeah. I'm not going to put an F in the chat just because
you're
he's
a contrary
dick,
bitch, we know. Yeah.
No,
okay.
I talk to him on a regular basis or on Discord. I send him random messages. Whether Ellen reads them or not is up to her.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I'm not going to force you to because I'm an authoritarian fucking leftist.
Yeah. Yay!
But anyways,
Wow.
fuck Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
He said one or two things, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree with him. I've never liked Ted Cruz. The same way I never liked Dan Crenshaw. I like neither of them. Yeah, have they done some good for the country? Do they say things that I agree with from time to time? Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
But at best, they're do-nothings, and at worst, they're fucking sellouts and turncoats. Fuck Dan Crenshaw and fuck Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
They're no, in my opinion, in my mind, in my worldview, and you're free to disagree with me, but they're nothing more than fucking establishment career politicians who make their money and make their fucking living and build up their brand by being the same shit that we criticize the fucking Democrats over, which is basically an establishment fucking career politician who don't really do jack shit that doesn't benefit their own personal brand and their own personal interests, especially if they can profit off of it and expand their power. They can both go pound sand for all I care.
Well, I'm glad that somebody other than Texas agrees with me.
Mhm.
And that's
And
the thing.
that's
I
it.
know
I am a
people
cold-hearted bitch.
And that's the thing. I know people are kind of like on the Marjorie Taylor Greene bandwagon right now. And I can see why she's more likable than the alternative constantly screaming in your face about how they're oppressed and about how you're evil. Yeah, she's preferable by comparison to that. And she definitely comes across as more normal than your 5 fucking decades in fucking politics career fucking Republican. I still don't trust her. Like, is she the worst that the Republican Party has to offer? By all means, no, she's not. But she's
People are
still.
digging up information on how she has stock in the big 3 vaccine corporations. I'm like, is it?
Dude, that's every freaking politician. She actually addressed it on Tim Pool's live show, which I'll just. This is an aside, but I still find it hilarious. She gets banned off of Twitter, goes together, and then a few days later goes on Tim Pool's live show, which put more eyeballs on her and actually let people see what she's really like in just a normal sit-down setting, as opposed to social media spin and freaking out of context bullshit you get from the propaganda mainstream media, which actually increased her popularity. So Twitter, I applaud you. Good job for actually making Marjorie Taylor Greene more fucking popular than she already was.
All I had to say about it was, is it illegal for her to have stock in companies? It still makes her better than fucking Nancy Pelosi and her insider trading.
Well, yeah, and that's a good point that a lot of people they try to bring up, but they conflate two particular things. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she had put custody of her investment accounts over to an actual expert, like an actual account manager who makes the investment decisions for her. She doesn't make her own investment decisions. She just here's like the same way that my dad does this. So I don't have the time to micromanage all of my accounts and my finance. I'm going to take my money to this investment firm, open an account with them. You guys manage my money for me so I can spend my time doing shit that I need to do, which is what a lot of people in Congress do because they're busy. They don't have the time to sit there and watch the market and decide like I'm going to buy this or sell this. They don't do individual trading. They hand their accounts over to somebody who actually has the time to do it and is a professional, which is exactly what she did. Apparently, if you're to believe her, I'm not going to say I do or not. My personal opinion doesn't really fucking matter. But she didn't even know that she had stock in Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson. And she brought up like she didn't even know. And yes, it is public record. You can go up and see these things because when they enter into position of public service or public office, they have to disclose that. Because potentially, yes, it could be insider trading. Now, what's different about from what Nancy Pelosi said is should individual investing be suspended for members of Congress? To which her response was no. That's not, here's my money, hand it to a money manager and invest for me as you will. That's, should I be allowed to give my money manager a letter and say, I want you to buy stock in this company, and then have them execute the order on your behalf? That's what Nancy Pelosi was against, which should be illegal as fuck, but it's not. That's what she was freaking out about. But yeah, oh my God, Marjorie Taylor Greene owns stock in Pfizer. You know who else does? like fucking 70% of all of their sitting members of Congress, because Pfizer is one of the largest freaking companies that almost every single money manager who's worth their salt would tell you, what should I buy stock in? I guarantee you what the top 3 on that list are going to be. One is Pfizer, and if it's not Pfizer, it'll be Johnson & Johnson. And it's not just because of the fucking vaccines. Pfizer makes a lot of other medications besides vaccines. You know what else you know what Johnson & Johnson makes? Baby oil, first aid kits, gauze, shit that hospitals use. They're the 2 most well-established healthcare companies in the frickin' nation. Of course, you're going to buy one of the 2. It's called diversification. If you own both, probably not a bad idea. They also both pay dividends. You know what other companies you're probably going to own? Cisco, Lockheed Martin, Oracle, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Walmart. I guarantee you, almost every sitting member of Congress owns those companies too. Is it because there's some sort of grand collusion scheme going on? No. They're the go-to companies. They're in the top 20 of companies that you should own. Jensen, I think you could probably back me up on this one. I know a thing or two about finance and how you invest. And if you don't have the time to actually pay attention to day trade and swing trade things, you're going to buy companies that are long-term solid bets. So you're going to be looking at a lot of people who own things like Oracle, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Apple, Amazon, Cisco, Oracle, probably Tesla's in there for a lot of them. This is not uncommon. I mean, I guarantee you ExxonMobil's in a lot of those stock portfolios, and I guarantee you I will bet my fucking bottom dollar on this. And if I was ever fucking wrong, let me know at some point in the future, because I'll give you $100 and buy you a beer on top of it. If AOC ever gets enough money where she can't fucking manage it for herself or is legally not allowed to, she can sit there and talk about the Green New Deal all she fucking wants. But I guarantee you, whoever the fuck is managing her money is going to have stock in either fucking Royal Dutch Shell, ExxonMobil, or some other fucking big oil company. They all fucking do. She'll probably own Lockheed Martin too.
I like those glasses that you showed. So whichever bloody company that is, that's one you want to seriously look into.
Oh yeah, that would be metamaterials.
Whatever's. But yeah, no, I like those glasses. I can see so much use in them. It's just a matter of people actually doing what I've suggested. Okay, that's all.
No, and a round of applause for Doku the Economist.
Oh yeah, no. All jokes aside, Doku knows his economics. No question, even slightly on that one. Okay, this is a him thing. It really is.
I wouldn't say economics. It's more I understand markets and investing, and I've always said markets are driven primarily by psychology. Economics is one thing. You can argue the math and the science, and I would prefer to not be referred to as an economist, because God knows how many economists have said we can do this and do that, and it'll result in this, and they've been 100% dead fucking wrong, because they're all looking at numbers and operating in hypotheticals. And I can guarantee you, yeah, you might think that, but the majority of people aren't concerned with your fucking hypotheticals. The majority of people are concerned. The majority concern is this going to make me money, and how risky is it? Because if it's not going to make me that much money, or if it's too risky, I'm going to tell you, yeah, great idea, but go fuck yourself. Well, why isn't it working? I don't know. It's because markets, again, are kind of a human invention. It's kind of driven by psychology, and if I believe it has value. So you can write me the prettiest fucking thing on paper that you fucking want, but if I ain't buying, guess what? I ain't fucking buying, which is the reason communism always fucking fails, because it ignores the same fucking thing.
Fair. Okay. Well, is there anything else you guys want to chat about? If not, I'm willing to call it here. Shirati, anything? Okay, Doku. Oh no, Shirati woke up.
Oh, no, sorry.
Power on. Sorry, Alan.
Yeah, I just had to push the on switch. Sorry.
That's all right. Anything?
I just wanted to say that nobody, at least here, has mentioned that Ashley Babbitt died.
Nope.
And that if for nobody else but myself, I am sorry to her family and her friends that she had to die
Okay.
And I
Fair
hope
enough.
that she's in a better place. I don't believe in a better place, but I hope that she is.
Doku, do you have anything else you wish to say, sir?
Yeah, I would like to extend my condolences to Ashley Babbitt and the fam. Well, the condolences to the family, and also F in the chat for Ashley Babbitt. And I absolutely love, and if you can't hear the sarcasm in my voice, I absolutely love how our frickin' head of the DOJ is like, 5 police officers died as a result of the January 6 riots. Like, now, I'm not trying to detract from, yes, the death of those 5 officers is unfortunate. I do not wish that on them. I'm sorry to hear it happened. But they died as a result of complications, which might or might not have been related to the January 6 riots, because we don't really know, because the coroners won't say anything. I'm guessing the answer is probably no, hence why they're keeping it quiet. We do know it was not because they were intentionally murdered by anyone involved in the January 6 riot. The only person that was murdered was an unarmed woman who was shot in the neck by an armed officer without warning. And they dropped the case and he walked free. If the shoe was on the other foot, we know damn well, and don't anyone try to tell me otherwise, that there would be mass riots across the country for the next 12 months over it until he saw jail time.
I don't know what you're talking about like that's ever happened before, Doku.
And this is why I've gotten to the point where normally I can entertain the idea of having some sort of discussion or civil discourse with the opposite ideological opinion. But the level of hypocrisy, and to be just to get rid of the cute sprinkles and shit, the absolute disdain and hatred that they exhibit on a daily basis for anybody that they deem an ideological opponent or doesn't agree with them on absolutely everything is insufferable. For the party that preaches tolerance and acceptance and to be against all sort of ist and ism and phobic, they are the most bigoted, hateful, frickin' spiteful pieces of shit on the fucking planet, and I think they're all disgusting, abhorrent human beings. And I'm not saying that's all leftists. I'm saying that's all people who fall into this particular ideological category, which I have deemed the regressive left. The fact that people even give them the time of day or credibility is astonishing to me. That's like me handing a fucking 3-year-old the keys to a fucking Ferrari and saying, now don't crash it. They'll crash it just to spite you. Hey,
But
that's who these
Uncle, I
people are.
can't see over the steering wheel.
Yeah, but then you take the keys away and they say, you're just being ageist.
Yep.
How dare you take the keys away from me, even though I can't see over the steering wheel and I'm intentionally going to crash your car, and I just said I was intentionally going to crash it like 5 seconds ago, but how dare you take the keys away from me? Like, that's who these people are. They're openly spiteful, they're openly hateful. They support people who burn the American flag, say the whole system is racist and this and that, needs to be destroyed and burned down. But you vote for them anyways. They openly admit they hate you and the country. Why do you support these people? They're not worthy of your support. They're not worthy of anything. The only thing they do is they fucking give you hollow promises and then turn around and take your money and say, oh, well, we can't do anything about it. Like Joe Biden, we're going to shut down the COVID. We're going to shut down the COVID. There's no federal solution. Oh, that's just one time. We're going to forgive all your student loans. Never mind. No, we're not. Hey, how many times do you have to be taken for a ride knowing that you pay these people with your tax dollars before you realize, maybe they're actually lying to me? Maybe the fact that, I don't know, Bill Clinton, Bush, and Obama all campaigned on border security and talked about building a wall, but they never did it. But then Donald Trump campaigns on the same thing and then actually starts building a wall, and all of a sudden he's the worst person to ever exist. Maybe, just maybe, they're actually lying to you because they think you're stupid enough to actually believe, well, this time will be different. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, you guys believe the same shit about communism and you keep fucking falling for that scam too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a term called useful idiot. It's called useful idiot for a reason. There's no hidden meaning behind it.
Yeah, but they want what Britain's got.
You can't have a queen.
Well, vote.
Queen Everything for free. They want everything for free.
I don't know the direction we're going. Vote for leftists in 2022 and then reelect them in 2024. Eventually, you will have a fucking king and queen.
Hold it. I'd just like to respond to Shirati here. You do know that my country has greater costs for university than your country by something like 75% on top of what you spend. You do know
Free
that, right?
medical.
Yeah. Hi. Look at Canada. You want that? Just turn into Canada. Impress me. Give me something to laugh at. All you got to do is give up your guns.
Do you or do you not have free medical?
Yeah, the answer to that is both yes and no. The only difference is we have access to free medical, but we also have medical that's paid for. So we've got this lovely mix of the thing you guys want and the things you guys actually have. We've got this weird little crossbreed thereof. Everyone
wait.
thinks of us as having the free medical, and they ignore the fact that actually a large number of us actually pay for medical.
So do we.
Okay, you see what I mean?
I mean, that's
We're
basically
not
Obamacare.
We're not actually that different.
What I want to know is why, considering how incompetent the government was for 4 years, if the mainstream propaganda media is to be believed, if the government was so terrible under Trump, why would you want free medical? Because if your guy or gal doesn't get elected into office, they're still in charge of your healthcare. Why would you want that? Wouldn't you want, I don't know, the freedom to choose for yourself and not have to pay exorbitant taxes to support an overbloated system that's already wasting exorbitant amounts of money? Just food for thought, something to chew on a little bit next time someone brings that free government provided healthcare argument up. It's like, oh, you want, yeah, just ask them, do they really want Trump care?
Oh, good God, they'll explode, and you know it.
Oh, I know. That's why I encourage, I'm not just suggesting this, I openly encourage you the next time somebody brings up free medical, ask them if they want Trump care. If they bring up free college, so they want to go to Trump University. Just see what they do. And if you ever find yourself in that position, please tell me what the reaction is, because I would love to hear.
Okay, yeah, fair. Well, my part of the last thing I want to say is actually something really nice and simple. I'd like to say belated happy birthday for yesterday to CSG.
Oh, it was CSG's birthday yesterday?
Yes, it was. So happy birthday, CSG. Hope you had a good time, mate, if you're listening to this.
Happy belated CSG, and if anybody sees him around, let him know that we told him happy birthday.
I will do, don't worry.
You old fucker.
It's actually this is where you're laughing, Doku. You are the youngest. I am quite literally Malcolm in the middle, and Shiraz is 10 million years old. So, it says it all, really, doesn't it?
Love you too.
Part of me is actually crossing my fingers because I would love MC to actually show up at the perfect time.
Unfortunately, now. Well, in that case, I'll bring this to an end here. Thank you very much for the pair of you for coming on and giving your opinions. And to our audience, thank you very much for listening to us witter on about all manner of rubbish for the past hour and a half. Hopefully, you all learned something. And as a very, very final thing, I really hope that that Muslim guy that raped the children gets put into the public for us to deal with ourselves. We don't need the law to get involved. Just look away for a little while. I'm sure we can deal with the problem.
He needs to be stabbed to death.
And Jensen, before we close out the stream, I just like to remind everyone, lgbcoin.io. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye.